Alrighty, welcome back to Let's Play Bioshock 2. So, guess what happened to me, ladies and gentlemen? I got sick again! So, yet another setback in recording these commentaries has happened, and I had another, several day break while my voice tried to recover, and it still doesn't sound perfectly up to par, but, this is as close as I can get for the time being to still utilize one of my off days to actually record these. And I'm still pretty ambitious that I'm going to get all of them up by the time Bioshock Infinite comes out, even if that means recording most of the last half of this game on the day of the day before, rather, the day of the midnight launch at least. So anyway, getting back to the game itself, we now have a large encounter that's going to break out here when we're going after our main target here, Mr. Wales here, the son of Father Wales. And obviously, because he's sort of a mini boss, he's going to be pretty tough to take down. So you might want to switch to your anti-personnel rounds like so. I tried to freeze him, but that honestly didn't do a whole lot for him, I think. And if you try to freeze and shatter a key character like that, it won't work, because obviously you have key items you need to loot from their corpse. So having that turret there was a great distraction, though. That made that fight really easy. Oh, Daniel Wales, that's his name. Simon Wales is his father, I guess. So. Correction on that one. You guys didn't need to say anything. I discovered it on my own. So by doing that, he's going to give us an audio diary which has the code to the next half of Siren Ally, which is where we need to be going next. I think that's it for everything I can do over here. One second thought, actually. Let's see, he's got another little sister, so we're going to want to take it from him and go ahead and utilize our... what am I doing here? Not security command. There we go, charging the Electric Bolt 2 to get ready to use its new secondary function. Setting him on fire with the fully upgraded rivet gun and everything. For some reason my security bot's not really attacking him, but he's focusing more on it than it is on him, so that's good. But I'm probably going to go ahead and get this little sister with me. I think this is the last one in the level, so we can go ahead and get all those gathers taken care of, so we're fully upgraded by the time we move on to the final part of the level. So, and there will be more gathered locations over on that side too. So. Before we get too carried away, though, one of my favorite gathered locations is actually in this area, so this is actually a pretty convenient timing for this. I want to utilize that turret over there as best as possible, so conveniently, there happens to be a gather point right here. So we're going to go ahead and set up for that. That turret is a little bit beat up, but luckily I have a solution for that. Like I said, the handyman tonic can go ahead and fully restore that by consuming some of our Eve. And then we can go ahead and have our fully repaired turret up and operational, ready for this gather. So we're going to go ahead and set up the rest of the way now. And like I said, sorry if I don't sound that great still, but at least I'm not having a horrible coughing fit like I have been having. And I figured if I did start to have a little coughing fit, I can always stop the commentary. So, we're going to go ahead and set up our cyclone traps here and inflict them with some elements here. This is kind of where I realized that the Winter Blast is probably one of the best ones to put in the cyclone traps overall, because of the fact that if their shattered corpse hits an object like the ceiling, for instance, from being launched into the air, chances are it will shatter. So that's actually very good for quickly killing enemies, aside from just, minorly inconveniencing them like it usually does. So that's pretty cool. But the annoying part about this gather is, being where we are, we're going to be prone to spider splicer spawns. And the spider splicers are still pretty tough at this point, so they haven't really been, coaxed into the rest of the game yet. They're still kind of new to this area, so... I think a brute splicer spawns in this encounter too, which might be a little bit tricky, But I think we've got it taken care of. Like I said, we have a really good setup for this one. Oh, never mind. That one did not get launched in the ceiling. He just kind of froze in place and died. He became very apathetic and died from the freezing. He's like, I was frozen today, and then because he understood that obscure reference, he decided to just give up and die. The unfortunate part is I'm rather low on... Oh, here we go. Here he is. Let's go ahead and research him so we don't get too carried away here. I'm going to take him down fast, though, because I don't have a whole lot of health packs right now. Always go with your gut when it comes to this kind of stuff. Now, you get a little too distracted by him. Still got a good amount of drill fuel, though. Ow. Yeah, setting up all his defenses really drained my Eve, too. I hardly have any left, so I'm gonna have to replenish pretty soon here. But I'm not gonna waste it on repairing that turret, though. I don't really care about it anymore, because I'm never coming back here. Yay! Let me do one more clean sweep, make sure we have everything. Yeah, I think we do. We should be fine. I left this health station over here so we can go ahead and get that health back now. There's another one over here, so we're back up to good shape on health packs, though, but I do need to get some more Eve hypos as well. Luckily, we're loaded, though. Actually, playing this game on any difficulty below hard... Hahaha, the Cyclone Trap from earlier, I got him. But if you're playing anything less than hard, you're going to have a lot of money in this game. So we're playing on hard, and we still have a pretty decent amount of money. So we're pretty loaded, and we'll have a decent amount of money to buy all of our consumables that we seem to be running out of because we're playing on hard, and we need to consume them so much more enthusiastically. So crucially, there's a Power of the People station in here that I want to get. And so that's the main reason I'm in here, and I need to figure out a way to get in there. So it's a little bit tricky. But I think I remember how. We're gonna go ahead and auto hack this panel over here. There's a guy in there, so I don't know what I want to do with him though. There's a ton of stuff in here. Much needed E-Vipo. And a safe, which we're gonna ignore for now, I think. Yeah, down there should be the Power of the People station. And we're going to take advantage of it to... Let's see, what do we want? I'm going to go ahead and get the shotgun damage increase. And what that does is it replaces the barrels we had with sawed-off barrels, which means we now have a ridiculously loud firing sound effect. And it's ridiculously powerful, so... all the better for it. We get locked in here, unfortunately, as like part of a scripted trap or whatever, and they set that on fire, which is kind of lame. But I deliberately moved one of them out of the way for that reason, so here we go. Here's a demonstration of that new fully powered double-barrel shotgun, and that is amazing. I love the sound that thing makes. Oh, I'm going to have some fun with this. I have almost maxed out double-out buck, too, so I'm going to go on a killing spree here if you don't mind. Oh, I'm maxed out on the head splashes already. Yeah, I think it's just obscenely good now, and I love it so much. Like I said, when it's fully upgraded, the shotgun in this game is one of my favorite FPS game shotguns. Probably even more so than the first game's shotgun because of the... it's a double barrel, and it has an amazing firing sound effect, and the ammo types are pretty cool too. Well, obviously, it's got nothing on, like, say, the original, like, Doom 2 double barrel shotgun, or even, like, the, Doom 3 Resurrection of Evil one, the Quake 2 one, or the Rage one, but it's up there. It's as good, but it has different drawbacks and whatnot. Okay, so now we're back over here where we had that encounter earlier, that scripted defense encounter where we got locked in here. And now we can actually get through that door to the other side because we have the code. Don't know if there's anything over there. Of course, I think I can just use telekinesis to get that. Here we go. He broke it. Oh yeah, it's just gonna kill her automatically. I don't know what I'm doing here. Actually, I think we didn't too ahead of myself here. Now we have to do the scripted encounter. I don't know what I was thinking earlier. Before it was just there happened to be enemies in the area. Now we get the scripted encounter.
Can you hear me?
Good thing for that convenient flashlight in our helmet, right? So I guess you could consider this the same type of encounter as like a gather where you want to set up your defenses. I probably should have done that before I entered the code, but I think I'll have enough time. I'm not terribly worried about the setup for this one, but if I can set up some defenses, I will. Mainly, I think I touched on this a little bit previously. The third alternate ammo type for the auto hack gun is, or the hacking tool rather, is a auto turret that you can deploy, which are actually very useful in gathers and in defense type situations like this. And the rumblers toss them out as well. And there's two of them in this new mode too right here if we happen to use some, or if we haven't found any yet. Because they clearly want you to use them in this encounter, so we're going to take the game's good advice and do what it wants us to do.
And it'll be a grieving brother sent you there.
But unfortunately, we set up all these defenses and then Spider Splashers start dropping from the ceiling. That's great. Yeah, Spider Splashers, as always, like in the previous game, has some really nasty melee attacks. And they get away with it pretty easily in this one because we're not as mobile as we were before. So researching them early on is pretty crucial in my opinion. I'm going to try to remember to do that. Pretty much for all the enemy types in this game, but like I said, it's a little bit harder to remember to research, even though it should be easier because you're not consuming anything when you do it in this game compared to the previous one. But I'm not going to make any promises as far as maxing out every single research in this game, even though it should be a lot easier. The only one that I think is going to be challenging is the Big Sisters, because of how few times you fight them. So that one I'm not making any promises on. All the others I should be able to easily max out, though. Between those flames shooting down there and the fact that some of the enemies come up through the water downstairs, you can electrify that using the electrical if you so choose. But unfortunately we're out of drill fuel and out of E-typos, so we're kind of running low on our resources here. But we have that super powered shotgun, so we might as well use it. Again, the Spider Splashers are still pretty powerful, and the shotgun actually does not have that great of a melee attack, which is kind of lame. Considering after 2 shots we have to reload, so we gotta do something with it, I guess. Here's a demonstration of the phosphorus buck. The phosphorus buck actually doesn't do any damage with the initial shot, really, but when it obviously covers them in white phosphorus, and once it ignites, it just burns them alive. So it's pretty cool. And obviously it does fire damage, and the continuous bursting of the phosphorus shrapnel and everything causes them to be distracted as well as inflicting a lot of damage. So it's a very nice ability. It's not too overpowered, but it's better than just having like incendiary shotgun shells or whatever, like Dragon's Breath, which didn't exist at the time. This is, I guess, more realistic. But somehow we set this Splicer on fire, so we're gonna go ahead and just try to finish him off here. Out of drill fuel, like I said, so I can't really use that. But one of the things nice about there's one particular tonic that I have that is I can't remember what it's called, but it's restoring my my Eve every time I use a health pack, so I don't have to have a Eve hypo per se to be able to use another plasmid real quick. Down here is that camera we hacked earlier, so we can get him in the line of fire for that to get some security bots on him if we so choose. That seemed to be working out pretty well. Okay, we finally put him down. He was a tough customer there.
Attaboy, sport. I think
that's it for this encounter. We can finally move on to the next part of the level. Yay! We want to stock up on our ammo because we're still kind of loaded, and we're very much lacking in our resources right now, so I'm going to replenish those while I can. And recollect all the setup we used over here previously. Yeah, sometimes you can forget to loot some of the bodies in the middle of those defense encounters, or in the gathers, for instance. So right over here is another spear gun if you missed the one earlier, which I know you wouldn't have. And we want to go ahead and do the next gather over here if we can.
To end pain, to
just passing through.
Sin. What must we
Yeah, this might be a good spot, but I'll think about it a little bit more.
Is my answer.
Can't hold any more mini turrets. We need to use those more often. Probably in the next gather we will.